I am going to explain the law of conservation of momentum. What is momentum? Momentum, is the product of mass and the velocity. This mass and velocity together is known as the momentum. The momentum has a very large impact on a body. Even a small bullet can kill someone because it has a very tremendous velocity. So the product of together mass and velocity has a great impact on a body. So what is law of conservation of momentum? So it states that the sum of momentum of two bodies or object, you can say, before collision is equal to the sum of the momentum after the collision, provided there is no external unbalanced force acting on them. Okay, this is the definition of conservation of momentum. Right? So momentum is conserved. I am showing you here the two bodies having mass m1 and m2. So they are moving with initial velocity u1 and u1 and u2. So the sum of the momentum before collision is this: m1 into u2, m1 u2 plus m2 u2. Okay, and that is equal to here mass. Okay, after the collision, the body starts moving with velocity v1 and v2. So this is the momentum, sum of the momentum after collision, and they will be equal. So how many variables we do have here now? Here one is m1, m2, u1 and u2, and v1 and v2. We do have 6 variables. So out of these 5 are given, we can find out the 6th one, right? So this is a way to find the anyone. This you can use in case of to find the force of recoiling of a gun also. Okay, this is this formula. You can find it out. So momentum, I have told you what is momentum now. So let me explain the conclusion of this chapter, chapter 9. That is force and laws of motion. First law of motion, what does it states? It states that an object continues to be in a state of rest or uniform motion along a straight line unless acted upon by unbalanced force. Let me tell you what is unbalanced force. Unbalanced force can only produce a motion. Balanced force will not produce a motion, because the resultant force of balanced force is 0, but the resultant of unbalanced force is not 0. Okay, so only unbalanced force can produce motion. And the mass of an object is measured of its inertia, means more mass and more inertia, less mass and less inertia. What is inertia? Inertia is the characteristic property of an object to resist any change in its state. That is, if the body is at rest, it continues to be in rest. If it is moving, it continues to be in motion. So that is inertia. If a body has more mass, it will have more inertia. less mass, less inertia. The second law of motion states that the rate of change of momentum of an object is proportional to the applied unbalanced force in the direction of the force. This is the second law. And this law enables us to measure, to determine the force, the second law of motion. And the SI unit of force is kg meter per second square, and this is known as Newton. Newton, just to honor the name of Newton, it has been decided to give SI unit as a Newton, and the symbol is capital N. And the third law of motion, to every action there is equal and opposite reaction, and they act on two different bodies. Okay. And next it is, in an isolated system where there is no external force, the total momentum remains conserved. Yes, the momentum is always conserved. Total momentum is always conserved. In an ideal situation, when there is no other forces act on the body, then in that case the total momentum of an object before collision and after collision will be equal.